Let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and a thing called love. Aloha and welcome to Moonscopes, Love Your Life Astrology. I'm your host, KG Stiles, intuitive astrologer, metaphysical coach for more than 35 years. Thank you for joining me for a look at your July astrology and the Capricorn full moon. I have posted a world clock time zone converter below this video for you to find out what time things are happening in your part of the world. Today's show is a general forecast for everyone. If you want a more personal look at your astrology, I invite you to purchase a private session with me. A link appears here on screen for you. So I am just totally going off the chart today. I hope you can see my cursor. Keep learning and trying different things. If you can see the cursor, you can see that the blue bar is way up high over here. Hopefully you can see the cursor. I'm pointing to it. And that blue bar is all about harmony, love, communication. So there is a lot of potential for creating harmony right now. There's also the yellow bar really shows that this chart has a lot of, there's a lot of vitality in this chart, a lot of energy, a lot of feeling of confidence to move forward. So those are all really good energies. The other bars are much lower. There is desire to take action with this red bar, forced action that could come about. Certainly, we are in a full moon, which means there's an opposition happening between the sun and the moon. The sun is in Cancer, and the sun is in Cancer, and the moon is in Capricorn, conjunct Pluto. So there's lots of energy in here for breaking through, for breaking out of polarity. Interesting that we had the Supreme Court recently vote to have gay marriage for everyone in the country. It's not just by certain regions or states, but it's now in the whole country of the United States. So I think that, and also that's a very distinctly, to my mind, without getting stereotypical, a very feminine, more inclusive, receptive, open stance. It's also, we've had this Uranus and Aries going on, freedom of the individual. So, Uranus is freedom, and Aries is that represents the individual, the unique individual. So, all right. So on July 1st, at 7:20 p.m. Pacific, I did cast this chart for Ashland, Oregon, which is in the Pacific. So if you're living in the Pacific coast, and maybe other times I will cast charts for other parts of the world, but I've cast this one for the Pacific coast. So the ascendant is actually in Sagittarius here on the Pacific coast. It is, the ascendant is conjunct the galactic center of our from the point of view of our galaxy. So, all right. So this Capricorn full moon, July 1st, is at 9 degrees 55 minutes of Capricorn. As I said, exact at 7:20 p.m. Pacific time. So this is a pretty complex moon. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that's being activated by this full moon. It is integrating weaker elements in your personal astrology chart. You want to look to where it is in your chart to see what area of your life is most open for revelation, illumination, and release. Oppositions. This opposition always at a full moon. We have an opposition between the full moon and the new moon, which represents an illumination. And can be celebration, a fulfillment of something you've accomplished at this time. Or you could be, it's a time to release, let go of things that you've outgrown, no longer working for you. This Capricorn full moon is conjunct Pluto. As I said, it is also conjunct the first degree Welt star Vega, important point. These points have really been activated, heated up since 2012. Vega is a certain point that is like our further distance from the dog star Sirius. There is a relationship between our sun. The dog star Sirius is conjunct to this Sun Mars point, and Sirius is called the sun of our sun. And we do an elliptical. There's an elliptical movement that happens between our sun as we move in a relationship with the dog star that culminates at the furthest difference with Vega. I've produced other and published other videos about the importance of these points, these stars in the heaven. So as I said, this is a rather complex moon, integrating a lot of weaker elements and helping you to focus and get stronger. We do have the Capricorn full moon, as I said, conjunct the star Vega and Pluto over in Capricorn. Venus is also at this time of the full moon. Venus over in Leo is conjunct to Jupiter, really expanding the element of love. I think this really strengthens that, wanting to work together in harmony in our communications and the way we connect with others. This is also Venus. Jupiter is sextile to Mercury, now direct over in Gemini. So that's a really, I think that also lends this positive, harmonious communications happening now at this full moon. We also have the Cancer sun, as I said, conjunct to Mars, which really energizes the sun. There's a lot of feeling to take action, move forward. There's a lot of desire for moving forward, making changes. This Sun Mars conjunction is also sextile to Neptune over in Pisces. It's also another love aspect, it's the higher octave, Neptune higher octave. So that brings, again, you're seeing these blue lines. These are harmonious lines. There are a lot of harmonious lines happening now, lending to that harmonic of communication and connecting. So then we have, as I said, the Capricorn full moon is conjunct the first degree Welt star Vega, which is opposite the Capricorn full moon. Also conjunct to Vega, Pluto. Then we have Jupiter and Venus also trine to Aries, Uranus and Aries, which is also another harmonious, easy flowing. The trines are easy flowing for taking action, to breaking free, moving forward. Then the Sun in Cancer also activates the Grand Cross between, there is, the South Node is now, I think it's right about 8 degrees. 8 degrees. It's fast approaching, moving over into Pisces later this summer, fall. But there is a Grand Cardinal Cross activated now that brings in the South Node is actually conjunct to Vesta, and Vesta is the sacred, the asteroid that represents the sacredness of the hearth and home. There's protection there. Now it is, like I say, there's an illumination here with its opposition to that Libra North Node point. It's getting ready to move over into Virgo. But right now there's an activation so that we have an illumination about what you need to release. The South Node is past karmic patterns, things that need to be released that could be preventing you from really moving forward and activating the purpose. And at a collective level, the purpose has been to create more harmony in our communications, harmony in relationships. And I think we're seeing indications of that. I mean, yes, we have this fallout from the old ways, the old patterns that needs to come to the surface for release. So that's how I choose to look at that, at things coming for release and integration. We can see these things that can hold us back from moving forward and evolving our consciousness at this time more fully. So Pluto in Capricorn is also forming a, and that full moon are forming a quincunx with Jupiter in Leo, and also Mercury over in Gemini, a quincunx. And so there's a sextile, the base of this this finger of God, this is point of destiny, pointing over here to Pluto and the Capricorn full moon. So this is when a destiny point is something that is scheduled for release at this time, scheduled for illumination and release, so that you have these harmonious communications going on. The base, the sextile, here's an opportunity for you to have these harmonious communications, to rise above former circumstances, and really activate this release. That's, you know, if there's anything up for release in your life, now is perfect. It's scheduled for release. Just let it go. There's an ease about this, as much as it may feel uncomfortable, because the quincunx between the, you know, it may be uncomfortable because you haven't been communicating in this way previously, you know, where you've wanted to love people you perceived as your enemy, where you've wanted to have the power and control in situations, and not work harmoniously for the benefit of all. That could feel uncomfortable. You could feel the lower brain, the reptilian brain, the egoic drive for success. You could feel really exposed and uncomfortable, and feel like you're putting yourself in jeopardy to work together on finding solutions to these collective problems that we're all faced with. So let's see what else we've got going on here. There's also a grand kite pattern formed between Pluto here. Pluto is the tail. Pluto conjunct the Capricorn full moon is the tail of the kite. The head of the kite, of course, is the sun, forming the head of the kite, sextile to, oh, wait a minute. Let's see, there is a sextile between forming the crossbow of the kite is the sextile between the Jupiter, Venus in Leo, and the Mercury in Gemini. So here you have a kite pattern. Kite patterns are always about rising above. Here's an illumination that's happening. It's being energized. And then the opportunity, the kite pattern gives lift off and air for rising above the former pattern that you've activated that's now scheduled for release. So you can head in the direction of the sun, which is in the cardinal sign of Cancer, conjunct to Mars. Cancer is distinctly a feminine aspect. There could be, you know, you could have some old anger coming up for release now. That could be sort of the tip of what's being released. There could be some sensitivity to these old patterns that needs release. You know, there could be some anger issues, as I said, coming up for release, where you're feeling to protect yourself, because Cancer certainly is about protecting yourself, having boundaries, healthy boundaries, and discerning what is a healthy boundary and what is a healthy boundary and what is a reactive pattern that's really no longer serving you. That's one of the things that's at issue here. So let's see, what else do I see? Chiron has just in Pisces, has just stationed retrograde at the Capricorn full moon. So you're open, there's an opening to healing. You're going to be your Chiron aspect, which is the wounded healer, these things that have been wounded. It's open to taking in these energies right now and really integrating what is happening right now. And then when Chiron moves direct, again, let me see when Chiron moves direct. I'll give you the date for that. Let's see. Chiron will move direct the 1st of December. So between now and the 1st of December, you will be integrating these new, what's coming in now. So, and then you'll move back, and then Chiron will get, next year, Chiron, when it gets out of its shadow, where it's at right now, at this, I think it's at 21 degrees, when it gets back to 21 degrees of Pisces, that's when you'll really feel this opening and this, that you've integrated the energy. That's what the direct retrograde, direct movement is doing. That's how I see it. It's like a combination lock. I've shared this on other videos, where the direct is your when you get out of the shadow, you cover new territory for evolving your consciousness, and then you reach your max point. You've gathered all the new information you need. Then you start going retrograde. You begin to integrate that new information. You will go back, and then when you station direct, and then you begin to see, you see on the external manifestations of having done this internal work. And then when you get back to the shadow, where the shadow phase ends, then that's when you have your peak harvesting and revelation, and where you've really, the lock opens, and then you begin to cover new territory for evolving your consciousness. And that's how each of the planets and asteroids work. That's how I've experienced them in my life. So the Sabian symbol for this 16-degree Capricorn full moon, look at that. Actually, it's a 9-degree Capricorn moon. I am interested, I wrote it down as 16 degrees. Look at this, 9-degree, 55-minute. What that is. Oh, I was going off of where Pluto is right now, not where they are. Pluto is a little wide, so, and it is conjunct to Vega. So, this is where the Pluto point is the 16 degree. It's not really, but this is what jumped out at me, so I'm going to share this because it seemed relevant. This 16 degree where Pluto is right now is, in the Sabian symbol, is school grounds filled with girls and boys in gymnasium suits. So what message does this symbol hold for you? So a message that immediately comes through for me is, this is a time when we are acting as a collective. We are in our we're still in a place of early primary education, and we are focused on getting our exercise, getting fit for higher stages of evolution to come. So what message are you getting from this Sabian symbol? That, again, it's school grounds filled with girls and boys in gymnasium suits. So please let me know what messages you're getting from this Sabian symbol about this time. And please share in the comments section below this video. Always love hearing how things are affecting you in your own personal life. It can be helpful to everyone. It also helps me as far as making future videos. I take the information and it helps guide future videos to serve you better. So the Ascended Master that came forward now for assistance to you is Yogananda. Yogananda is the author of Autobiography of a Yogi. Yogananda's teachings emphasize the path of oneness of all. His message is simple: choose peace. Yogananda popularized yoga and meditation in the West. You can call upon Yogananda to help you on your spiritual path at this time. Well, that's it for this episode of Moonscopes. Love your life astrology. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I love talking astrology and sharing coaching strategies for how you can benefit more from the current astrology cycles. Remember, timing is everything. So if you love your Moonscopes astrology, I'd really appreciate it if you'd head over to iTunes right now and give us your positive review. Please help me to serve you better, like I said, by leaving your comments and questions below. I'd love to know how things are going for you and hearing about your challenges and how you're facing them and how things are going. So please click the on-screen link to sign up for my newsletter, Are You Living Your Genius? Receive an invitation to my next free Conversations webinar shows that are coming up for the new Venus cycle occurring this summer with Shamanic Astrologer Cayelin Castell on July 1st and on July 8th with Vedic Astrologer Abdelbaki. I'll leave you with this. You are writing your life story. Does it have a happy ending? Thanks so much for joining me. I'll be back soon with another forecast, so stay tuned. Until then, relax, enjoy your life, and stay connected.